The rain fell hard on the dirty streets of Sector 9. Cold wind howled between the broken buildings. It was a place where no one cared about the weak or the poor. In a dark corner, behind a rusted trash bin, two alien girls sat shivering there. Thin arms wrapped around each other. They had no clothes. No blankets. No food. Nothing. The older one, maybe 17 in Earth years, tried to keep her little sister warm. Her name was Vera, and the little one was Mira, just a child. Their purple skin was bruised, scratched, and covered in dirt. There. Small tails curled around their legs for warmth, but it didn't help. Vera whispered, "Just a little longer, Mira. Maybe someone will help." But Myra's lips were blue, and her voice was weak. "I'm tired, my tummy hurts." Vera bit her lip. She couldn't cry. She had to stay strong for Myra, but inside she felt broken. Days ago, they were thrown out of their owner's home. The owner, a rich alien noble, said they were useless. Saw they were too dirty to keep. He laughed as his guards kicked them out with nothing. No one stopped him. No one cared. They had begged in the market square, but people pushed them away. One shopkeeper shouted, "Get away, freaks. You'll scare the customers." Another threw old vegetables at them. They were treated worse than animals. Now they hid behind trash, trying to survive the freezing night. Suddenly, a sound. Footsteps. Heavy boots walking slowly through the alley. Vera held her breath. She pulled Mira closer. "Don't move," she whispered. "Be quiet." The footsteps stopped. Just on the other side of the dumpster. Then, silence. Vera's heart pounded. Was it another drunk alien? Would he beat them? Touch them? Sell them? She peeked out and saw something strange. A human, not. Many humans came to Sector 9. They were rare, and most were rich or dangerous. But this man looked different. He wore a long coat, wet from the rain. His short brown beard was messy, and a big scar ran across his cheek. His eyes were tired, but sharp. He was holding a food bag in one hand and some kind of scanner in the other. He stared down at them, then dropped to one knee. "You two," he said softly. "How long have you been out here?" Vera didn't answer. She only pulled Mira behind her and bared her teeth. "Stay away." He didn't move. He just looked at them, not with hate, not with pity, but with something strange. Kindness. He took off his coat and placed it near them. "Take this, you're freezing." Vera didn't move. "Why are you helping us?" The man tilted his head. "Because you need help." "No one helps for free," Vera snapped. "You want something." "All of them do." The man looked into her eyes and nodded slowly. "You're right. Most do." He stood up and turned around. "But I'm not most people." Vera blinked. She didn't understand. He walked a few steps, then stopped. He said just 6 words, words that would change everything. "Both of you, come with me." Vera froze. She looked at Mira. The little one stared at the man with wide eyes. "Is it safe?" Myra asked. "I don't know," Vera whispered. "But if we stay here, we'll die." Vera stood slowly, still holding her sister's hand. She wrapped the coat around Mira. Her legs shook from weakness, but she took a step forward. Man didn't smile. He just waited. Vera stood in front of him. "If you try anything, you can stab me," he said, pulling a small knife from his belt and giving it to her. Vera was shocked. "Why would you?" "I said I'm not like the others." He turned and began walking. Vera looked at the knife, then at Mira, then at the path ahead. She took her sister's hand and followed the human. Behind them, the cold alley faded into the darkness. Ahead was something they had never known. Hope. Asterisk. The room was too warm. Vera had never felt this kind of warmth before, not just in her skin, but deep inside her chest. The moment she stepped into the strange human's home, her body stopped, shaking, but her heart beat faster than ever. Was this a trap? She had heard stories, girls taken in, then sold again. Or worse. The man said nothing as he closed the door behind them. It made a soft click. Vera flinched. Her eyes darted to the nearest window. "No bars," she whispered. The human placed the food bag on the table. Then, without looking at them, he walked to a tall machine against the wall and pressed a few buttons. Heat began flowing through the vents. A gentle hum filled the quiet space. "Sit," he said simply. Mira obeyed right away. She curled into a soft chair, eyes wide as she looked around the house. A fire screen showed glowing lights. Shelves were full of books and odd earth objects. Everything smelled like wood, soap, and safety. But Vera didn't sit. Her hand still held the knife he gave her. She didn't trust him. Not yet. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. The human finally turned. His face looked tired, but his voice stayed calm. "Because you looked like someone I used to know." "That's not a reason." He looked at her for a long moment. Then nodded. Double quotes. "No, it's not," he agreed. "But it's the only one I have." He pointed to the food bag. "There's soup and bread. It's not poisoned. Eat if you want." Then he walked away and disappeared into a back room. Vera stood frozen. A small part of her wanted to eat. A bigger part screamed, "Don't trust him." But Mira had already started sipping the soup. Her eyes lit up. "Vera, it's warm, so warm." Vera sighed. She watched her little sister smile for the first time in days. Slowly she joined her at the table. She didn't drop the knife. Later that night, Vera couldn't sleep. The couch was soft and the blanket was clean. Mira was asleep already, breathing slowly in the bed the man had offered. But Vera stayed alert. The house was quiet. Too quiet. She tiptoed down the hallway. Her feet made no sound. The human's room was at the end. She opened the door slowly and saw him lying on the bed. But not asleep. He was staring at the ceiling. His hands were on his chest. His eyes were full of something strange. Pain. Vera stepped inside without a word. The knife was hidden in her sleeve. He didn't move. Just said softly, "I knew you'd come." "Then why didn't you lock the door?" He shrugged. "Because if I locked it, you'd never trust me again." She stayed quiet, then asked the one question that had been burning inside her all day. "What do you want from us?" The man finally looked at her. "Nothing," he said. Vera narrowed her eyes. "That's a lie. Everyone wants something." He sat up slowly. His voice dropped. "Okay, I want you to live." Vera was confused. "Live?" "Yes," he said. "Eat, sleep, laugh again, heal. That's what I want." She didn't understand. "Who are you?" she asked. "My name is Daniel," he said. "Why? Do you care?" Daniel looked away. "Because once, a little girl saved my life, and I couldn't save her back." The silence grew heavy. Vera felt her grip on the knife loosen. "Good night," she whispered, then turned to leave. As she closed the door, Daniel's voice reached her again. "Tell your sister this is her home now." Back in the living room, Vera curled beside Mira. She stared at the ceiling. She didn't know if he was good or just clever. But tonight, she wasn't cold. And for the first time she thought, maybe not all humans were monsters. The water touched her skin like magic. Vera stood frozen under the shower, eyes wide as steam filled the room. She had never seen hot water before, not like this, not endless, not clean, not falling from the wall like a soft rain. She touched her arm. The dirt melted off like it was never there. She touched her cheek. The bruise was still there, but it didn't hurt as much. Mira laughed from the other room. "It's so warm, Vera." "Like the sun," Vera smiled. "Just a little, but her mind still whispered, 'What does he want?'" The house was still quiet when they came out of the bathroom. Their new clothes were soft and strange, earth-made, human style, but comfortable. Vera wore a simple shirt and pants. Mira had a warm little hoodie and socks so thick they made her laugh, Every time she walked, they both looked in the mirror. Vera didn't recognize the girl staring back. She looked normal. Not broken, not thrown away, just a girl. Downstairs, Daniel was in the kitchen. He was cooking eggs, real eggs. The smell made Mira run to the table with hungry eyes. "You can cook?" she asked. Daniel smiled. "I've been alone a long time. You learn things." Vera stayed near the stairs, watching, waiting. She didn't sit. "You keep feeding us," she said, "giving us clothes, letting us bathe." Her eyes narrowed. "But what's the catch?" Daniel didn't turn. He flipped the eggs. "There's no catch." "Liar." Now he turned. "Why would I lie?" "Because that's what they all do," Vera said. "They act kind. Until they want something." Daniel placed 2 plates on the table. "I don't want anything." Mira had already started eating, but she looked up nervously. "Do we have to do something for you later?" Daniel shook his head slowly. "No, nothing like that." Vera's voice was sharp now. "Then why us? Why 2 dirty aliens in a street alley?" Daniel walked to a shelf and picked up a photo. He handed it to Vera. It was a picture of a girl, young, with purple skin, smiling. "She looks like..." Mira whispered. Double quotes, "Yes," Daniel said. "Her name was Luma. She lived with me once." "What happened to her?" Vera asked. "She died." Daniel said quietly, "She was sold to someone cruel. And I was too late." The room went silent. Daniel sat down. "So now when I saw you 2 in that alley, I couldn't walk away." Mira looked down. "So, we reminded you of her?" Daniel nodded. "Yes." Vera still didn't sit. "So that's it? You're just helping us because of guilt?" Daniel looked up at her. His eyes were clear. "I'm helping you because it's the right thing to do, and maybe because I'm tired of being alone too." The doorbell rang. Everyone froze. Daniel stood slowly. He walked to the front door and checked the screen. Vera stepped closer, holding Mira's hand. "It's fine," Daniel said, but his face was tense. "Just a delivery." He opened the door and picked up a small box. Then he turned to Vera. "This is for you." She opened it. Inside were 2 small ID chips, legal ID chips, Federation grade. "What are these?" she asked. Daniel replied, "These make you real. They erase your slave tags. No one can own you now." Vera dropped the box. "Why would you give us these?" Daniel said something she didn't expect. "Because you're mine now, but not like they meant it." Vera took a step back. Daniel held up his hands. "I mean you're under my protection. My home is your home. I won't sell you. I won't touch you. I'll just keep you safe." Vera's heart raced. She wanted to believe him. She almost did. But trust doesn't come that fast. Not for girls like her. That night, as Myra slept peacefully, Vera sat in the dark, holding the ID chip in her hand. She whispered, "Are we really free?" And outside the room, Daniel sat alone with a weapon on his lap, because he knew something Vera didn't. Someone was looking for them, and they were getting close. Asterisk. Vera woke up in the middle of the night, not because of a nightmare, those had stopped for now, but because something felt strange. Nothing bad had happened. That alone felt wrong. She sat up quietly. The room was warm, the blanket soft, and Mira was sleeping soundly, clutching a small stuffed animal Daniel had given her that evening. Vera watched her sister's tiny chest rise and fall. Safe, clean, full. But the voice in Vera's head whispered, "Again, no one gives this for free. He'll ask soon. Just wait." She stood and tiptoed down the hallway. Daniel's door was slightly open again. Just like before, he left it that way on purpose. A trap? Or trust? Vera pushed the door a little. Daniel was there, sitting on the floor with his back against the bed, head tilted forward, snoring softly. A half-eaten ration bar lay beside him. His coat was folded over his lap like a shield. and something was in his hand. The same photo of the alien girl. Luma. Vera stepped in. Her knife was hidden in her sleeve again, just in case. She knelt beside him. His face looked tired, not dangerous, not fake, just tired. Suddenly, Daniel's eyes opened. He didn't flinch. He didn't yell. He just said, "Couldn't sleep." Either. Vera stayed silent. Daniel gave a weak smile. "Still think I'm a monster?" "I don't know," she answered. He leaned back against the wall. "That's fair." She looked at the photo. "She really mattered to you?" He nodded slowly. "She saved my life. Not with weapons or power, just with kindness." Vera looked down. Her voice was cold. "Kindness is weakness." Daniel shook his head. "No, kindness is strength because it's rare." Vera frowned. "You gave us IDs, clothes, food, a place to sleep. You even let Mira take a toy from your shelf." Then she said the words out loud. "We belong to you now, don't we?" Daniel looked straight into her eyes. "No," he said. "You belong to no one." Vera didn't believe him. "Then why do you treat us like we matter?" Daniel stood up. He didn't come closer. He just said one thing, "Because you do." The next morning, Vera expected things to change. She thought maybe now he'd want something. A favor, a deal, a command, but nothing changed. Daniel cooked. He joked with Myra. He taught her how to use the heating controls and gave her a data pad to play games. Vera watched from the kitchen door, still waiting for the moment, still waiting for the lie. That afternoon, Vera took a shower again. Alone this time. As the water poured over her body, she stared at the small scars on her arms. She remembered every hand that had left a bruise, every owner who had taken something and never given anything back. And now, here she was. No chains, no commands, no touches, just silence. Freedom was louder than she expected. When she came out, she found Daniel in the garden, fixing something in the dirt. "What are you doing?" she asked. He looked up. "Teaching the soil to grow food again." "Why?" he smiled. "Because hope needs roots." Vera crossed her arms. "That's a stupid saying." "Maybe," Daniel said. "But it helps." That night, Mira came to Vera with tears in her eyes. "I had a dream," she whispered. "We were back on the street, cold again. You were gone." Vera hugged her tightly. "I'm not going anywhere." Mira buried her face into Vera's chest. "Do you think he's lying?" Mira asked. "I don't know," Vera said softly. "But he hasn't hurt us." Mira yawned. "Then maybe he's the one." Vera looked at her. "The one what?" "The one who doesn't break us." But far across the city, a dark figure stared at a screen. A bounty flashed. 2 escaped assets. Female, young, dangerous. A reward was offered. High. Dead or alive. It wasn't a dream. Vera realized that as soon as she opened her eyes. The bed was still soft, the room still warm. Mira was still curled up beside her, safe and smiling in her sleep. Everything was still real, and that terrified her, because good things never lasted. Daniel was already awake. She found him in the basement, a room she hadn't seen before. He stood in front of a large console, tapping on a holographic screen. Maps, ID records, security footage. He didn't hear her come in. "What is all this?" Vera asked, stepping closer. Daniel turned slowly. His face was serious. "I was hoping you wouldn't see this." "Why?" "Because it means danger is close." He pulled up 2 images. Her and Mira, but not as they were now. These were old records, dirty, half-starved. Slave tags visible on their necks. Next to their faces were bold words. "Escaped property, subject to return, dead or alive." Vera felt her chest tighten. "Someone's looking for us?" she whispered. Daniel nodded. "They've been looking since the day you ran." "We didn't run," Vera said. Her voice shook. "They threw us out like garbage." Daniel's jaw tightened. That's what made me angry. He tapped the screen again. A symbol appeared. A crest. Sharp, golden, and cruel. The Zareth Syndicate, Daniel said. Powerful, rich, heartless. That's who owned us. And that's who wants you back. Vera took a step back. Her hand touched her chest. They'll kill us, she said. Daniel nodded. If they find you, yes. Mira appeared in the doorway, rubbing her eyes. What's going on? Vera ran to her and hugged her tightly. Nothing, Mira. Just grown-up stuff. Daniel looked at them both. I won't let them take you. Vera stared at him. Why? Why fight for us? You don't even know us. Daniel walked to a locked cabinet and opened it. Inside were weapons, not normal. One's high-grade military tech. Earth-made. Illegal in most sectors. I know what it's like to be thrown away, he said. I was once a number, not a name. Someone saved me. Now it's my turn. Vera didn't know what to say for the first time. She felt like someone was standing between them and the world. Not because he wanted something, but because he believed they deserved to be safe. Later, while Mira played with her toy, Daniel sat with Vera in the garden. You're not safe yet, he said. I never was. I can make you harder to find, he explained. New chips. New names. A hidden place to stay. But what if they still come? Daniel looked up at the stars. Then we fight. You'd really fight for two alien girls with nothing. Daniel smiled. You're not nothing. That night, Vera couldn't sleep again. But not from fear. From confusion. Because for the first time, she wondered what it meant to belong somewhere, not to someone. Across the galaxy, a bounty hunter received a message, coordinates, names, faces. Two alien girls. And the man protecting them. The hunter grinned. Easy money. Asterisk. The sky was too quiet. Too calm. It was the kind of quiet that came before something bad. Vera stood by the window, gripping the curtain, eyes locked on the street below. Her ears twitched at every sound. Her tail was tense. Something was wrong. And Daniel knew it too. He was loading a plasma rifle by the door. Is this it? She asked softly. Daniel didn't look up. Could be. One tripped one of the outer sensors. Movement. No ID tags. No local patrols. Vera stepped back from the window. You said we had time. Daniel looked her in the eyes now. We don't. Suddenly, boom. A low shockwave rocked the ground. Mira screamed from the next room. Daniel shouted, Get her in the safe room now. Vera ran, heart racing. She grabbed Mira, who clutched her stuffed animal, eyes wide with fear. Vera! What's happening? Stay quiet. Stay with me. The hallway lights flickered. Smoke crept under the front door. Daniel's voice came through the speaker. One attacker, armored, fast, not local law. Vera locked Myra inside the safe room and turned to run back, but her feet stopped. She saw something on the hallway wall. A cabinet. Unlocked. Inside one of Daniel's spare weapons, small, light, easy to use. She grabbed it and made a decision, back in the living room. Daniel was crouched behind cover, aiming at the door. Vera dropped beside him. He didn't look surprised. You're supposed to be hiding. I'm tired of hiding, she said. He checked the weapon in her hands. You know how to use that? I'll figure it out. Daniel gave her a nod. You're brave. No, Vera whispered, eyes sharp. I'm angry. The door exploded inward. A massive figure stepped through the smoke, taller than Daniel, covered in black armor, glowing red eyes behind the helmet. The bounty hunter. He said nothing. He just raised his gun. Bang! Daniel fired. Vera fired too. The blasts hit the hunter's shield. He staggered, but didn't fall. He aimed straight for Daniel and fired. Daniel dropped to the ground, clutching his side. Daniel! Vera screamed. The hunter turned toward her and smiled beneath his mask. But he had made one mistake. He ignored Mira's scream. The safe room door flew open behind them. Mira came out, tears on her face, but holding something in her tiny hands. A flash grenade. Daniel had taught her how to use it. She threw it. Flash! The light blinded the hunter. Daniel groaned, lifting his gun. Now! Vera didn't think. She leapt forward, shot after shot. Rage filling her chest. The hunter fell backward, armor cracked, visor shattered. Daniel limped over and fired one last round. Silence. They stood there, breathing hard. Smoke in the air, blood on the floor, and Mira sobbing in Vera's arms. Daniel dropped to his knees, wounded but alive. Vera helped him up. "You could have run," he whispered. "You didn't." She looked at him. "We're not running anymore." Outside, alarms were ringing. Authorities would come soon. But inside the house, something stronger had been built. Trust. Family. Fire. The house still smelled like smoke. The walls were cracked. The front door was gone, and blood had dried on the floor. But it was quiet now, and peaceful. Vera sat beside Daniel's hospital bed, holding a bowl of soup in one hand, a towel in the other. Mira curled on a chair nearby, hugging her stuffed animal, half asleep but smiling. Daniel slowly opened his eyes. "You're still here," he said weakly. Vera smirked. "You thought we'd leave?" He chuckled softly. "Would have been smart." "No," Vera said. "Leaving is what broken people do. We're not broken anymore." For the next few days, Vera and Mira took care of him. They fixed what they could, cleaned the house, burned the bounty hunter's gear, patched the wounds, but they didn't fix everything. Some walls stayed broken, some scars stayed deep, and that was okay. Because this wasn't about being perfect. This was about being together. One morning, Daniel walked into the kitchen, slower than before but standing tall. Vera stared at him. "You're supposed to be resting." "I got tired of the bed," he replied. He looked around. The kitchen table had 3 chairs now. One for him, one for Vera, and one tiny one that Mira decorated herself. Covered in stickers and glitter, Daniel smiled. Vera placed a cup of tea in front of him. Mira jumped onto her chair. "Can we make pancakes today?" "Only if you help stir the batter," Daniel said. "I'll stir with 2 hands." They all laughed. Later, after breakfast, Daniel walked Vera to the garden. The flowers had begun to grow again. Even the soil looked healthier. "Still think hope needs roots?" she asked. Daniel nodded. "It does, and roots need time." Vera looked down at her hands. They were steady now, no shaking, no fear. "Why did you do it?" she asked again, softer this time. "Why risk everything for 2 girls you didn't even know?" Daniel looked at her and said, "Because you deserved better. Someone just had to believe it first." Vera stared at him. Then she said something she never thought she would. "This is my home now." "Isn't it?" Daniel nodded. "No collars, number, chains, no owners. Just U.S., she whispered. He nodded again. "Just us." That night, the 3 of them sat outside under the stars. Mira snuggled between them, half asleep. Vera rested her head on Daniel's shoulder. "You saved us," she said. Daniel shook his head. "No, you saved me." Far across the stars, the bounty was gone, the files deleted. Their names erased. They didn't belong to anyone now, but they belonged with each other. Not as master and slaves, not as protector and victims, but as family.